Welcome to Fresno hip hop scene. Tonight's show is going to be a little different. I'm not going to have no performers. My guest tonight range from a lot of, come from a lot of different places. You know, I have Mario. He's a community activist right here in Fresno. He's always in tune with what's going on in the neighborhoods and in the Central Valley. I have some young ladies from Lotus House. They're representing women coming from prison, giving them giving them a place to stay, giving them a better life after prison. And then I have my man Rodney Murphy. I just can't say enough about this young brother. I saw this brother change his life. He's now teaching at Fresno City College. And I have Mr. Floyd Harris Jr. And like I said, I can't say enough about this brother. He's always active in the community. And when he does events, he seems to always have a problem with the Fresno police. So we're going to talk about a lot of stuff right here. The topic of tonight's show is called Fresno Redemption. And Rodney Murphy gave me that title because, like I said, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. And my first guest is Mario. He's going to give us like an update of what's going on in Fresno, all the upcoming events and stuff like that. How you been, man?
I've been good. How have you been?
I've been blessed, man. Happy New Year to you, man.
Happy New Year.
That's right. So what's going on in Fresno?
Friday from 3:30 to 5, there is a rally over there at Fresno Pacific University on Chestnut. And then following from 5 to 9, there is a big Black Lives Matter event going on for the community because a lot of drama has been going on with the Fresno PD in the inner cities, targeting people, murdering people, covering up the murders, and people are sick and tired of it. So people are getting active. People have been active, and we're not going to stop until they stop killing innocent people and covering it up. We're sick and tired of it.
Yes, last time you were on the show, we talked a little bit about the mental health and how, the police department, they run and inquire someone who's mentally ill and, don't know how to deal with them, and then they shoot them.
Exactly. They don't know how to deal with them. They're not properly trained how to deal with them. They get all this money to how to deal with the mentally ill, and they don't use it for the right things. They don't use it for training. They come across them. They don't know how to deal with them, and they just shoot them.
Yes, I was on the west side this weekend, man, and I met some Latino brothers, and they had came down from San Jose, and they said they was here for their uncle's funeral, that the police killed the Latino man not too long ago in Fresno. And, I was like, wow, man. I had invited them to the show, but like I said, they were from San Jose. And what else going on in the community?
Let's see. A week from today, actually, at the big red church right there next to Fresno City High School, from 5 to 7, is going to be a program on getting into the schools and getting smaller class sizes and getting more counselors into the school. Because one of the reasons the police are targeting people is because they're uneducated. They don't know how to deal with the law. They don't know how to, they don't know how to deal with the police. Education is a big thing. So we're trying to get the classes smaller, getting the kids more one-on-one time with the teachers, and getting them more in tune and more so they can lift their knowledge up, because knowledge is power.
Yes. So let me ask you a question. How you feel about our chief of police, man?
I can't stand the chief of police. To be honest with you, yeah. He targets a lot of people. He attacks a lot of people, and he'll go after somebody in the police department. Will kill somebody, and instead of admitting that they killed somebody, admitting that they were armed, they'll go after that person and just run that person's name through the mud, that they were this, that they were that, they were involved in this gang, they had this many crimes, they were violent, they did this, they did that, and it's just ridiculous. The family's already going through losing their family member. They're sad, they're mourning, and to go through all that is just ridiculous.
Okay, about almost a year ago, Pat Foster, he was indicted. And when I heard the story, I was like, I really couldn't believe that story that, that the higher ups didn't know nothing about this. And then I feel, that he was a scapegoat.
I agree. Dyer knew something about it. He's probably involved, but covered himself, and he figured save himself and let the rest of them sink.
But like I said, this show, yes, please, I need some water. Excuse me. I just got over a cold. I get it. But like I say, excuse me, this show, Fresno Hip Hop Scene, it was created by me Thank you, Mike. Excuse me, I just got over a cold. But like I say, I credit Fresno hip hop scene, you know, to spread a lot of stuff. Like I say, when people hear hip hop, the first thing they want to do is think about rap and stuff like that. Hip hop is a culture, and like you say, the guests that I'm gonna have on the show, you know, that's where hip hop come from. Exactly. You know, and like I say, I've been educating people on a weekly basis about you know, the culture of hip hop. You know, you have, you know, clothing companies, you have other type of stuff that span off from hip hop. Then, like I say, dealing right here in the inner city and just dealing with, you know, all races. When they come to my show, I try to explain to them, you know, you have to change that that negative to a positive, and that's basically what Fresno hip hop scene is. You was here when I first started, and like I always told you, you know, anytime you have community news, you have an event that's coming up, you know, my seat is always open to you.
I appreciate that.
Yes, because
I appreciate what you're doing too.
Oh yes, you definitely have a voice in this community. You might not think so, you know. Anytime you put something on social media, it's always positive, it's uplifting people, and a lot of people don't want to hear that, and I encourage you to keep on doing that, Mario.
Thank you.
And like I say, man, you do have a voice in this community, and if we can come together as people, excuse me, as people, and get understanding about what's really going on. Because, like I say, they're just not just killing black people. They're just not killing brown people. When I was living in L.A., excuse me, the police department in Orange County, they killed the man. He was mentally ill. And they recorded it, and the police still got off. So when is that going to stop?
When people start getting aware and people get into office that are willing to change things, and they're willing to change things. It's not just getting out in the streets and protesting. It's not just talking about it. It's about being about it. You got to be educated. You got to get people in office that will change things. That's the way things are going to change.
Yes. See, you know, I can finally tell the people who watch it right now, I'm 48 years old. In 2 years, you know, I want to run for councilman, you know, on the West Side, District 3, or wherever I'm living, and I know people will vote for me because I'm about change and I'm about positive stuff. You know my story. You know, I come from the prison, come out of federal prison, and I changed my life. And it's like, you know, we need somebody in power who understands the struggle and going to do something about the struggle, because we struggle every day right here in Fresno and around the world. You know, like I tell everybody, I have people right now, they're tuned in watching in Australia, and they be like, wow, I can't believe you know, what's going on over there and stuff like that. But like I say, we're going to go to a commercial right here on Fresno Hip Hop Scene. The show is Fresno Redemption. My next guest is some beautiful ladies that's doing stuff for women that's coming home from prison, giving them a better situation, a place to stay, and stuff like that. When I come back, I have the women of the Lotus House. Yes, welcome back to Fresno, excuse me, Fresno Hip Hop Scene. My next guest is Alice and Jennifer from the Lotus House. And what they do is women who's getting out of prison, they setting up housing for these women and stuff like that. So I'm going to let you guys tell what you do. Miss Johnson, Jennifer, excuse me. She said we call her Jennifer.
Well, Lotus House is going to be a reentry home for women coming out of incarceration. And it gives them a place to stay and a program, and there'll be programs for them to do in whatever area they need. Alice knows more about that setup part of it right now than I do. But the biggest thing I want to say is just the need for it and the reason to support it, and to make people aware of the fact that I've been working in prison ministry inside the prison in Chowchilla, both Valley State Prison for Women, which has now been turned into a men's prison, but also at Central California Prison for Women, both prisons right across the street from each other in Chowchilla. And one of the things I've learned, and it just breaks my heart, is that the people don't understand, and they don't figure out, first of all, women going into prison, the statistics for them are 87% of those women have been so severely abused, sexually, physically, emotionally, mentally, all of that from the time they were children,
Yes.
that they ended up in situations where they ended up in prison.
Yes.
That's not an excuse for what they did. However, it does set somebody up for a negative type of environment. And then you get into prison and you're doing a long time in prison, and the environment in there is very very
Yes,
different
yes,
from out in what they call the free world.
Yes.
You
Can I
know,
say something, Jennifer?
go, please.
Like I say, excuse me, I did prison time myself, so I can relate to what you're talking about. It's a whole different world. Like I say, the first time I went to prison, I was 19 years old in a whole different state, in the state of Nevada. It was way different. And then 3 years later, I was indicted by the federal government, and I was given 120 months, 10 years. And federal prison is different than state prison.
Yes, it is.
It's very different.
Yes.
When I was in federal prison, it was cool, as they say, but now it's a lot of politics. I know when you go inside the Chowchilla walls, you see the politics and stuff like that. And when them ladies come out here, they don't have to deal with that. So what you guys are doing is beautiful.
Well, and like I said, it's difficult because they're used to a certain environment inside.
Then all of a sudden, they say, okay, you get to go home. Well, you've had to function in that environment. And remember something, how many decisions do you make a day
None.
with regard to your life in prison?
None.
None. Zero.
None.
But on the outside, how many decisions do we make every day? Thousands.
We have
And that's been taken away from them. Then all of a sudden they're brought out into society again, and all of a sudden they have to make all these decisions for themselves and choices, and they don't even know where to start. The smallest thing, like one of my girls from Chowchilla, after 25 years, got out and was here in a program in Fresno a few years ago, and one of the biggest things for her was the noise.
Yes, yes.
Because out in Chowchilla, it's very quiet. It's out in the middle of nowhere.
10 o'clock is quiet.
And where she was, there's the freeways right by there, and the noise from sirens or ambulances or just the traffic, trains, all of that. And I was stunned. I would have never in a million years thought that. But
It's just a luxury. It's just a luxury. Like I say, in prison you can't get up and go to your refrigerator.
No.
At a certain time, you have to be at your bunk area. I would like to ask you a question. What inspired you to, get into this business?
Well, my daughter was in prison, and my attitude is I want to give back because she was 34 years a drug addict, which led to her criminal background, and she brought me into it. And
You were her mom?
Yes, I was her mom and still am. But she is a very wonderful, productive member of society today.
Yes.
And our church backs this type of program,
Yes.
Mountain View Community Church. And they have a lot of programs, RD, on Friday night, and they help Jennifer. And I've just met so many wonderful people.
Yes.
That are involved in this, and then Jennifer got me involved with Lotus House.
Yes.
And that is a wonderful program because, as we talked before, when you walk out of prison, you're handed $200 and taken to the bus station.
Yes.
Where do you go from there?
Yes.
And a lot of these people over the years have lost family support.
That's the
They
first
have-
thing you lose in prison.
Especially women.
Yes,
Oh, yes.
Women
yes,
lose their
yes.
family support faster than men.
So
every
where
time.
do they go? Hopefully that Lotus House will be a sanctuary for them, and they can learn step by step how to get along in the outside world. It's not survival of the fittest, the same as they experience in prison.
Yes. When you was here earlier on the Mike Scott show, and you say you guys are 501c, so you're a nonprofit organization.
Yes.
And I had spoke to the young lady you have, and I volunteered my time and my service. However I can help the Lotus House, I'm here to help. Because like I said, I come from prison. I understand when you in prison and when you get out of prison, it's a big change.
Yes.
So however I can help, I will help Lotus House.
Okay, and we do need donations. We need furniture, housing, supplies,
Yes.
and anything that anyone can do to help. will
Okay,
certainly.
before we go, tell the people how they can get in contact with you guys, your website, your phone number, and stuff like that.
Okay, you can reach me through my email, which is lotushouseservices@gmail, or you can call me at 559-558-3130.
She said that on the Mike Scott show. She like me. I don't like the email. Just call me direct.
Yeah.
One thing, if we have time, I would love to say to your viewers, and that is, think about this. Because our society is so geared towards, oh, somebody just get out of prison,
Yes.
you know, it's you don't want anything to do with them. We have to change that attitude, because I'm going to ask you this. When somebody's coming out of prison, do you want them to move into your neighborhood wanting and giving them an opportunity to be a productive member of society? Or do you want to shun them and force them back into a situation of survival? That's what causes a lot of the recidivism rate of people going back to prison, is because we as a society in the free world don't want to put that loving hand out to somebody who's been in prison, because the view is negative.
That's right. Yes.
You know, and if they
That's
were a criminal
beautiful, yes.
once, well, they're still going to remain. And that simply is not true.
I'm a living proof. Like I say, I don't believe in the term ex-convict. When I get out that prison, I get off parole, I'm not a convict anymore. I am a human being.
You have paid your debt to society,
have.
move on.
Yes.
Let's move on.
But like I say, thank you ladies for coming on my show. And anytime you have anything that you need to promote and stuff like that, I'm here for you. Fresno hip hop scene, my company, Clean Cut Entertainment. And like I spoke to the lady earlier, we guys do some fundraiser. I have some comedians who can do clean comedy for you guys. I have
Right.
one in the house, Lonnie Pelly. He's a clean comic right there. And thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be right back. Excuse me. Once again, welcome back to Fresno hip hop scene. My last guests are some very nice ladies, and I'm going to help the Lotus House. But my next guest, man, is my partner. This Gary. You know, with Gary Sports Closet. This young man is he have a vision, man. He have a good vision. What's up, baby?
What's going on, man?
How you been, man?
I know, just here to support the show,
That's right.
support my cause, support us, man.
That's
you know?
right. So, let me just ask you a question, Gary. Like I said, I was just watching that little video. We all in the same gang. You know, I know when I first met you,
Yeah.
you know, we come from similar backgrounds and stuff. You know, we went through the drugs, you know, the jails and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And when you changed your life, what made you say, you know, I'm tired of this, man?
Wow, that's a powerful question. It's a combination of a lot of things, you know. I'm a father.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be a future husband once again.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at that aspect, you gotta be a role model. Not for your kids. If you ain't got kids, that's fine. That's fine. Be a role model for the community.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the business that I designed, that I'm gonna bring to town. I'm gonna bring it right here to Fresno first, because I was born and raised here. First of all,
That's right. That's
but
right.
once I accomplish that right here in this city, I'm gonna launch it to every city in the country.
That's right. Excuse me. I was born in Fresno, man,
Right.
but I was raised in South Central LA.
right.
And I came back to Fresno for one reason, because I changed my life.
Right.
And you know, God sent me here. God got me in this position right here. I have a talk show where, you know, guys like yourself can
Right.
come on and promote your business and talk about your past and stuff like that, and try to reach these kids, man. Like I say, this show right here, I didn't want no music, no comedian, no jokes.
Yeah.
You know, we trying to reach a broader audience.
Okay. Well, let me talk about this. My business, I have a lot of things going on with it. You know, once I accomplish the main goal, there's a lot of things that's going to follow up to that. I designed a nonprofit. It's basically going to help the school district, Fresno Unified First, and if I could accomplish it there, I will launch it again nationwide.
No, like we say, we gonna.
That's
We
right.
doing this, bro. It's
Yeah.
already
Oh, yeah.
launched. In God's eyes, bro, your Gary Sports College, all the business you doing, it's just a matter of time.
It's a matter of
just a matter
time,
of
bro.
time.
I mean,
because God is behind
that's
this,
right.
bro.
I did all the groundwork, 4 years to get me where I'm at now, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time for the investors to recognize it, to believe. Last time I checked, the logo for this city or downtown Fresno was Believe. So, you know, if that's the logo, then this city's got to pull the funds together, and do something that's gonna, bring the city back to where it belongs, bro.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Make it a proud one. If you go down the road down 99 to Visalia, it's a booming downtown area, man.
Yes.
That's what I dream for downtown.
That's
Fresno.
right, man. That's something else, man. Like I tell you, I spent all my summers as here, the kids. I can just get on bus 30, man, and go down to the Fulton Mall, see the crest lit up.
Right.
See all the shopping center, Gottschalk, Fresno. When you go downtown Fresno, it's like a ghost town.
Yeah,
man.
we got to change that, bro.
Yes.
And next month, thank God they're going to chop up that Fulton Mall and make it booming again.
Oh yes.
See, that's why I want to bring my business in and get back to what the show's all about, redemption. Like you were saying earlier, we come from a similar background. And to be a successful businessman, you have to one of your goals is have to be giving back to the community.
Oh
bro.
yes.
I designed my business to not only be a successful, but you have to have a successful community.
Yes, you do.
There's so much money to be made. You can't keep it all, bro.
Yes,
the good Lord tells you, you die tomorrow. What are you going to do? Get buried with all your money? You can't do that. I'm doing this for one reason only. That's to help people. I'm talking about the homeless. I've been homeless. Talk people with addictions. I've had an addiction.
Yes.
You gotta go mainstream and not just think about yourself, but think about the community, bro.
Yes. Like
And
I
I'm
say,
all about that, man.
like I say, Gary, man, God put me and you together, man, and what you're doing is great, man. And then, like I say, once the city and the future investor, I'm gonna invest. I told you that, man. I'm gonna come across some money. I'm gonna invest in that because I believe in you.
That's right.
And I believe in your vision. And I come from where you come from. So if you Latino, you my brother.
That's
you
right.
feel me? And like I said, we work together. We can do something, man, and our kids can be proud of us. And then they can say, "Wow, Gary and Hot Rod did that. Gary and Hot Rod and David Carr, Gary, all these professional athletes right here."
Right.
Because Fresno is a hub for professional athletes. But
Yes,
what
sir.
gets me, they don't want to do nothing for their hometown when they should.
You got to lay down some foundation, something they can believe in. First of all, and right now that the NFL season's just about over, we got the championship game Sunday and then the Super Bowl. This is my season right here. I go after Derek Carr. I go after Paul George. I go after Devontae Adams. I'm talking to them now.
That's right.
To believe in my game plan.
Well, let me ask you a question, bro. I know you're a Raider fan, but who gonna win the Super Bowl?
Who?
Yeah,
Panthers, man.
Panthers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go to Vegas and put my money on the Panthers because I believe in Gary.
Hey, man. Hey, I write a call. Hey, I know my football, man. I write a call for the Oakland Raiders, but hey, Panthers gonna take it because I do not like New England at all. You know what I'm saying?
Excuse me, but like I say, man, continue what you're doing.
Oh, you know it,
You
man.
know you can call me. You hit me at 4 o'clock in the morning. I get my morning text.
Right,
That's my
right.
partner Gary. It's about business. Continue what you're doing, bro. And like I say, my seat is always open to you.
Right. Appreciate
Anything
that,
you need
bro.
to promote, anytime you need to bring a guest down here that that you have confidence in, just give me a call,
Yeah,
man.
man. I might need some more minutes on that show, though, man.
You be right back, man. We gonna give you some more minutes, man. We be right back at this commercial,
all
man.
right.
Yes, welcome back to Fresno hip hop scene. My next guest is Mr. Floyd Harris Jr. He is a real community leader, and I'm just gonna let him explain to y'all what he do.
Thank you for having me on your show this evening. My name is Reverend Dr. Floyd D. Harris Jr. I'm the assistant pastor of New Life Church of God, also the founder of National Network in Action, which is a civil and human rights organization. I'm also the founder of the Freedom School here in Fresno, as well as the founder of Real Talk with the #1 Doctors, which is an internet radio show that is broadcast across the world. I'm a freedom fighter.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I believe standing for justice, equality, and freedom. Right now, currently, I was brought up on charges by the Fresno Police Department for executing my amendment rights, freedom of speech. I believe that I was a participant in the Black Lives Matter situation that was going on here across the world.
Yes.
As we know, that many black people were being assassinated across the country. And I just feel that, that's my role right now, is to bring education to our people.
Yes, Floyd, it's like when I saw that on Facebook, bro, that's why I reached out to you. Like I tell everybody, I'm a product of, West Fresno and stuff like that. And it's like, I was like, wow, man, I got to get this brother on my show, man, because you're powerful.
Yes,
you're very powerful, bro. And then, like I say, once the community really understand that you are our leader and get behind you, it'll be a better place in Fresno, bro.
Yes, sir. I appreciate the support this TV show here. This is what we need. We have to start building institutions in our community. And one thing for me that the doctor, we know that we just celebrated Dr. King holiday. One thing for me, Dr. King was a man of action.
Yes,
he was a doer. He was a man that put his life on the line. I believe that Dr. King do not want us to just march around blocks. I believe he wants us to be a thermostat. He wants to be a people of change. And so I pattern myself behind that. Nonviolent man. I haven't done anything violent, but I just want to make sure that I do the teachings of Dr. King. Dr. King said 3 things. He said, 1, if there's a problem, you identify the problem. 1, 2, if there's a problem, you negotiate the problem. 3, if the negotiations do not work, then you go into direct action. And so I feel that I have done that. I have lived out the legacy of Dr. King here in this city.
Yes. Like I say, brother, the other day I posted on Facebook, man, that you are our Dr. King, you are Malcolm X, you are our community leader, bro. And it's like, I was just with Prayer Gordon with the ladies Saturday at the Hen Center, man. It was a beautiful, just a magnificent event. And like I say, that's why I wanted you and Rodney Murphy on my show, just Fresno Redemption, because I'm here, bro. I'm a street soldier, man.
Yes,
I'm a street soldier, and I won't change. I was part of the problem. I don't really like to talk about my past, but I used to bring drugs out here from L.A., and I destroyed a lot of families.
Yes.
So when I got out of prison, God put in my heart to come back to Fresno and give back. And that's what I've been doing, and by the grace of God, I have my own TV show, Fresno Hip Hop Scene, where we can have a format or a showcase where we can say, okay, we here, y'all gonna get it, it's gonna be real, and I'm for the people, man. I'm for West Fresno, I'm for this whole Central Valley. I just want change like you, bro.
Yes, sir. And that's what's needed right now. Our young people need to see strong leadership. Our young people need to see those of us who we are elders right now, to be able to go against the grain when it's time to go against the grain. And I believe that my life is an open book. I believe that these charges that was brought up on me was bogus. There was a $20,000 warrant that was put on my head, which was thrown out of court. I believe that this letter that was sent to me to negotiate with the chief of police was not even my address.
Yes.
I was not even living in the city. And so this perception, one thing that the government has done, everything and what everybody have to understand that what I'm going through and what all the freedom fighters are going through all over the country is nothing new. It's the same old dance, just a different melody. But I think what is different this time in 2016 is that the young people are not waiting on elders. They're taking things in their own hands. And so that's what's important right now. That's why I open up a freedom school at my church. The motto of my freedom school and my organization, National Network in Action, is we educate, motivate, energize, organize, and mobilize to take our community to a higher level, our youth to a higher level. And so teaching them agriculture, teaching them how to do janitorial, teaching them how to do landscaping, teaching them how to drive tractors. We're talking about an economic movement now. Marching is fine, protesting is fine, it has its place, but we have to get around more of the economics and start building a black Wall Street like we had in Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1921. So that's where I'm at right now with building this community back with the substance that is needed right now in this community. And I'm not going away. I've just been re-fired up again because of what has happened to me, which tells me that I'm on the right track. I was not a man who was took over a federal building. I wasn't a man who bombed City Hall. I was a man who was practicing my constitutional right for my people and my community.
Yes,
and when you're in leadership, you have to understand when you go against power, power is going to come back at you. And you're either going to run, or you're going to hide, or you're going to stand up to power.
Yes, sir. But I would like to say this, Floyd, however I can help, what you're doing, bro, I love it. I just love it. I commend you.
Yes, sir.
And like I say, I don't understand, why did they file charges on you? When I read it in the paper and I saw it, and then, like when I reached out to you, I'm like, wow, this is crazy. This man he haven't did anything.
Well, the issue is that I have influence.
Yes.
When I say something, people listen.
Yes.
When I say something, it has substance. And so, again, when I'm the only black minister, not by design that I want to, but when I'm the only black minister from the grapevine all the way maybe to Sacramento that speaks truth to power, these are the things that comes with the process. And so it's a process we're going through, and it is what it is, but I'm not going nowhere.
That's right. But listen, we're going to go to a quick commercial, man, and come back to Mr. Harris so he can explain, a lot of other things that he's doing right here in Fresno, California. We right back. Yeah, we back, Fresno hip-hop scene, talking to the very powerful Mr. Harris. I have one question. Why do you think that Fresno need a Fresno independent auditor?
Well, I'm one of the founders of Cop Watch here in Fresno. Over 10 years ago, we brought in Cop Watch out of Oakland. About 400 people attended because when you have the fox guarding the hen house, you really can't expect anything else for the fox to eat up the hens. Our police department is governed by itself. The police union here is very powerful. They buy politicians when they run for office. And so when there was a homeless man that was beaten by 2 Fresno police officers, we were advocating for at least 10 years for an auditor. Until that happened, then that's when Mayor Swearington decided to even look at a police auditor, which was supposed to give oversight for our police department. The problem with it is that it has no teeth. It's like having a pit bull with no teeth, like having a Rottweiler with no teeth. It has no subpoena power.
Yes, yes.
It has nothing that can be able to go inside of a police department. Why? Because it reports to the city manager. So whoever signed your check, you will automatically put in a report what they want to go in a report. And so it's important that we understand that we film the police. It's important when we see police pull folks over that we videotape. That is the reason why it sparked off to even get somewhat of a police auditor. But really, it has no teeth in it. It has no subpoena power or anything. But
so let me ask you a question, bro. I'm not trying to cut you off. So that's why the police chief is mad at you, huh?
Basically,
yes.
I mean, because I've been very transparent. I've been very consistent for the past 25 years about policy, procedure, how things are being done in the city. And so, yes, that's part of it. Is
yes,
why this government is upset at me.
Yes, and like I said, bro, you're like you spoke on earlier, man. Anytime you have a man of power, you're always going to be a target. They killed Martin Luther King. They killed a lot of other leaders because they had a man of power, and that's what they fear.
Yes,
an educated black man with power.
Yes, sir.
And you have that power, Mr. Harris. And like I say, brother, however you need me,
yes,
I'm
sir.
here. I will walk the streets with you, knock on the doors with you. I belong to Pastor Lewis Rising Star Church.
Yes, sir.
But we have to reach these kids. Like you said earlier when we was talking, they don't look up to the OGs like they supposed to.
Right.
Because when I be on Strata, Mode, I try to talk to the little brother. I say, little brothers, man, y'all killing each other.
Yes, sir.
Y'all killing each other, man. That's what they
Yes,
want.
sir.
Stop giving them what they want.
Yes,
and then, like I say, with brothers like you, like Rodney Murphy, Brian King, few other brothers, man, we need to really come together
Yes, sir.
and be serious about
Yes, sir.
this situation in Fresno.
Yes, sir. And I'm about education. I'm transparent. We're getting ready to have a African Americans Marching for Justice ceremony, Black Lives Matter, first week in March. We're bringing in Uncle Bobby from Oscar Grant Foundation, whose nephew was shot and murdered at the BART station. So we're going to be bringing more education into California with heavyweight people who have knowledge, so that we can connect the dots. This is about connecting the dots. When we came over here on those ships, they connected the dots. So we need to connect the dots now in America right now.
Like I say, when I was going to Fresno City College, that was our theme last year for Black History Month. Black Lives Do Matter, and you know, why do we just have to wear it during Black History? We should wear that shirt every day. And like I say, I know a few celebrities, man, like Freeway Rick. He's actually coming back to Fresno City College on the 24th, man, and I would love for you to be there so you can meet that brother, man, because, you know, he's for the community. You know, everybody know what he did, but it's like brothers like that, man, who have a real good understanding of what's going on.
Yes, sir. And then it's important that we create economic businesses for our community, because that's what it's going to take to get our brothers off the street. And we need to take ownership of that as black men and black women. I mean, I can't expect someone to hire my son. I need to go out and make opportunity for him and my grandchildren.
That's right.
So I think that right now, for me being a black man right now, I'm taking ownership. And I am a businessman. I have a construction company. And so that construction company hire those young men that's in the streets on the corner to give them opportunity and train them so that they can mimic us as who we are, as being positive to make change in this community.
That's right. Yes, sir. Like I say, you know, me and Rick and my partner, we have this clothing line, and, you know, I just probably put it on Facebook today and social media. If you want to make some money, you can be a wholesaler for us, man. And, you know, it's black-owned, black-controlled, and, you know, we trying to create businesses for our people.
Great.
Before we go, Floyd, won't you tell the people how they can reach you on your website and stuff like that?
Yes, you can reach me at 559-790-4277, 559-790-4277, or reach me on Facebook, Floyd Harris Jr., or my church, New Life Church of God here in West Fresno.
Thank you, brother. Like I say, man, anytime that you have events that you're promoting, just hit me, brother. My seat is always available for you, and I'm here, bro.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir. Thank you.
All right.
We'll be right back, man, with Mr. Rodney Murphy on Fresno Hip Hop Scene. Yeah, welcome back to Fresno Hip Hop Scene. My next guest, man, young brother that I had the pleasure of growing up with, you know, and I also had the pleasure of working with when I moved back to Fresno, Mr. Rodney Murphy. He's a real community leader, man. Like I say, this young brother graduated from college. You know, he's doing a lot right here in Fresno. Go on and talk, Rod. You tell him what you're doing, man.
Yeah, Rod, I've been trying to get to your show. You know, I was working at my last job. I was working evenings, so I couldn't get on because Wednesday nights I was always tied up. And, you know, we've been trying to make this happen for a while. And so, you know, I'm happy to be here. And like Rod said, my name is Rodney Murphy, and I'm a counselor at Fresno City College, and I grew up here in Fresno, experienced a lot of the issues that a lot of our young brothers are going through in Fresno, in West Fresno, and was able to navigate my way through the belly of the beast and come out of there and be productive. So I like to tell everybody I went from the hood to doing good, man.
That's what I'm talking about, man. I'm trying to go from the hood to Hollywood, but the hood is always good. Like I say, I'm proud of you, Rodney, man. And you know, when I moved back to Fresno, I was on probation, and I was led to, you know, I'm not going to say the name of your last job. I was led to this job, and when I saw you, and you was like, Deep. I'm like, what's up, Rod? Like, you a counselor? Like, yeah. I'm like, wow, man, I hope I get you. You know, by the grace of God, you know, you became my counselor, bro. And you helped me, Rod. You know, I was, you know, going through what I was going through, and you said, Deep, you know, just do this, and I got you. And I just want to, I always appreciate you. I just want to thank you again, man.
And that was the whole goal of my education, you know, endeavors. It was to be able to help, you know, guys like you, just dealing with situations that I'm very familiar with, find a path to righteousness and come out of that. So sometimes you get a blessing from God. It was just meant to be. Could nothing stop it, because you could have went to any counselor, but somehow you found your way to me. And so all I did was just put the passion and the effort towards helping you, as I do with a lot of people that cross my path that need help out of situations. I was given the talent and the gift and the privilege of helping guys overcome those issues. And I took that task very seriously. You know that. And my only goal was to help you improve your quality of life and get to your prosperity. Everyone's prosperity is different, so you have to find yours.
Yes, like I say, Rod, you did that, man. Like I say, when I first came in your office, bro, and I saw that diploma from Fresno State, man. You know, I got chill bumps. I'm like, man, you know, in 1986, 1987, we wasn't thinking about no college. You know, we was living, you know, the way of the world at that time, bro. And like, Rod, like I say, man, a lot of people, they don't understand mental illness. You deal with a lot of people that suffer from mental illness, a lot of people that's on drugs and stuff like that. And the place, excuse me, I'm sorry, the place that you worked at, you the only one that really understood those people. That's why when you left, I was sad. A lot of people were sad, bro, because you actually was there to help, man.
Yeah, and you have to understand that, first of all, mental illness is just like a medical illness. It needs to be treated, sometimes with medication and sometimes with proper rehabilitation and sometimes with therapy. Some people look at it as different, as if someone gets cancer, they get all the compassion. You know, you get all the ribbons and you get all the accolades from others and the care and the concern. And when someone gets a mental illness, you get those stigmas and things like that's associated with it. And it seems like it don't get the same treatment. It don't get the same compassion, the same care, and which it should, because illness is an illness. And a mental illness is no different from a terminal illness. Yes. It's something that's deep inside of you that requires medical attention and requires compassion, care, and concern. And so a lot of our mental health professionals, whether they've been on a job too long and they may have burnout, whatever it is, they may have dealt with mental issues in the 80s or the 90s, and it's a new era, it's a new way to treat things. And now that we have all the information out on mental illness, it needs to be treated like a medical illness. It should have the same funding from our government. It should have the same expectations from our mental illness workers. There should be protocol and procedures to deal with mental illness, and people should be fully informed and educated on mental illness.
Like I say, Rod, I'm not finna sit here and, you know, lie and sugarcoat. In 1995, when I was in federal prison, they tried to diagnose me as being bipolar and said I suffer from all like this. Until I met this her name was Alpha America Curry. She was a black doctor in federal prison. She said, yeah, Rod, you might have some type of bipolar, but you've been in prison. You also have this post-traumatic stress, and I understand that. But as I got older, and I said, okay, you know, it's taboo in the black community. Yes. First thing they say, okay, he's bipolar. 10 years ago, you say somebody's bipolar, oh, they crazy. Now it's quote unquote to be cool be called bipolar. It's a joke, but it's not a joke when you have people that really suffer from this stuff right here. I'm not gonna cuss on this show. That really suffer from mental illness, and then when people see people, they don't know how to handle it.
Yes, and that comes from a lot of the labels. The labels change all the time. People with mental illness are made fun of in a lot of TV shows, cartoons, and things like that. It goes from insanity to J-Cat to he's crazy, you know, until he don't have all his marbles. So over the years, you always hear labels describing mental illness change a lot. People just aren't sensitive to it, and people don't understand that it shouldn't have labels, it shouldn't have stigmas, it shouldn't be stereotyped, because we all have stuff, and I tell you that mental illness can affect anybody at any given time, and it don't have to be severe mental illness. It can be mild, it can be moderate. You know, that's why we have different tags for them. But if someone loses a job or gets a divorce, they may go into a little depression, and it's common, and it can happen to anyone, and sometimes it's undiagnosed. Now, some people find their way out of it, but some people don't, and it can go deeper, and so that's why we have to quit labeling mental illness in such a manner, that's disrespectful to the person that's dealing with those issues, and we have to realize that it can affect anyone at any given moment. No one is can be escape it when it comes. It's something that you have to deal with in the same manner as you deal with a medical illness. So you can't be afraid to confront it and to seek help for it, and to get better, because you can get better from mental illness.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
There are living examples of people in the media that have diagnoses, but they are successful.
Yes.
So you can be successful despite being diagnosed with a mental illness.
Yes, you can. We're going to go to a quick commercial, man. I'm going to come back with my partner, Rodney Murphy, man. Y'all stay tuned, man. Yeah, but, Rod, it's good you said that, because, like I say, mental illness doesn't have a face. Like I say, you can look at that person and say, he's crazy. Or you can look at that person and say, no, he's not crazy. When I say it doesn't have a face, I had went down to the police station, man. I had got into a little problem, and I went down to the police station, and the police say, I remember you. He said, you was at this house. I'm like, yeah, I just had got out here, and I was at this little situation. He said, if I looked at you, young man, I would have never knew that you suffered from mental illness. And I told that police, I said, yes, I suffer from mental illness. I was diagnosed, but I don't feel like I'm crazy just because I suffer from mental illness, bro. And Rod, when I came to you, bro, I was going through something. I just had lost my baby mother. I'm not finna sit here and lie. I wasn't on my medication. I take medication for mental illness because I need it. And like you say, if you take your medication, you can live a productive life. 2-3 years ago, I wasn't living a productive life, Rod. I told you my story when I moved back to Fresno. I was still getting high, powder in my nose, and then, drinking and all that BS. But once I cut that out and understood that, okay, Rod, they say you bipolar, you diagnosed with a mental illness, this is how you have to live.
Yeah. And I want to first address mental illness don't have a face. And it shouldn't have a face, because that's another stereotype. So for the officer to say, you don't look like you have a mental illness, that right there is a stereotype saying that the only people with mental illness are those that take the clothes off in the middle of the street, or run out in front of cars, or not keeping their hygienes up. So if you are able to dress and do your day-to-day functions, to them, that's not a mental illness. And that's where lack of services come in. And you probably experienced this, where other people with similar diagnoses and situations, because they were more severe, acted a certain way, got more benefits from programs than you, because their perception is, oh, Rodney's able to have a show, or Rodney's able to catch the bus on his own, and this and that. But they're not with you when you have those episodes that have you down. They don't see it. And so just because you are able to manage yours a little better than others, don't mean that it shouldn't be treated any differently. Because that's the goal, is to manage it, because it won't go anywhere. So when people say, oh, I'm going to cure my mental illness, it's misleading, because you can't cure something that's either hereditary or that's in you. All you can do is manage it. The same way you manage cancer. It's not going anywhere, but you have to manage it. And mental illness is like that. And so for the officer to tell you that, first, it's degrading, it's demeaning, it's implying that you may be perpetrating a mental illness, and they're not respecting that it really exists and it's really there. But I just want to say, Rodney, before we end, that I'm proud of the way you've conducted yourself. I'm proud of the way you've been able to manage, mental illness symptoms, manage all of the suffering and the pain you've endured in the past, and to be thriving, doing your own internet talk show, doing a lot of community advocating, bringing in guys like the real Rick Ross, you know, to Fresno to talk to the kids and let them know about some of the pitfalls they need to avoid, you know. And speaking of that, Rick Ross is coming to Fresno City College again, and that's a wonderful thing. And all month long at Fresno City College, there will be events honoring Black History Month, starting with Legends poster in the library. We have Rick Ross coming, and February 9th, we have historical Black colleges and universities coming, 22 of them. It's going to be on campus, enrolling people in the community and students to go attend college there. Yes. And so my message to you is keep up the good work, keep up the good battle. You always said that you want to become the face of mental illness and the face of people being treated unfairly, and I think you're on the right path, and I think that you're doing a great job. And I just want to say I'm honored to be on the show, honored to be a guest here, working with you in this capacity, man. So keep up the good work.
Thank you, Rob. But before we go, man, I want to say this, man. It's like when I came to you, Rod, and it was like, wow, I want to be like my little homie. You feel me? You put me in school, and I was going to school and stuff like that. And I also, for Black History Month, I have got together with Prayer Gordon. I'm doing a gospel event of City College on the 26th, that Friday. Rick going to be there on the 24th. And also on March 19th, I'm doing another comedy show. But like I say, bro, man, I love you, man. Keep on doing what you do. When these little brothers come to my show, I say, man, if y'all want to get in school, you know, holler at Rodney Murphy, man. He was once one of y'all, man. Now look at my brother, man. And thank you, man. I love you, man. For real, too, man. All the time, man. You know, like I say, anytime you want to talk about something, man, my seat open, bro. You know that.
All right.
I'm going to do a whole show just on Rodney Murphy, man, sometime in Black History Month, man, for real, bro. Because you deserve that, man, because he's a real West Fresno legend. We'll be right back with my cameramans, man. Peace. Yeah, man, welcome back to Fresno Hip Hop Scene, man. Tonight's show was called Fresno Redemption. I had a lot of important people, man, that does a lot of stuff in Fresno hip hop community. Rodney Murphy, my last guest, man. I'm just proud of the brother. Mr. Harris, man, he's our our modern day Martin Luther King. And it's always a pleasure to have Mario on the show and Big Gary. But these brothers right here, man, these my cameramans, man, you know. What's up, baby? How y'all doing, man? So what's going on, bro?
Oh, man, you know, just taking it one day at a time, just trying to make something happen, trying to stay out of trouble.
Yes,
trying to transfer from the streets into something more professional, more legit.
That's right.
You know, they call it legal trapping today.
Yes, like I say, this right here, gotta get it, man. You know, like I say, you turn them lights on, them cameras, man, you know, y'all can control people with them cameras, man.
Yeah, they run right
What's
to
up, big up? What's up,
man? I'm chilling, been working, man. You know, busy this year already. You know, I'm about to have my 5th gig already. You know, I come support the big homie, man, you know.
That's right.
You know, Arrogant Astronaut Recording Studios, Arrogant Astronaut Films, Arrogant Astronaut Mission Gear, Arrogant Astronaut Recording Studios, Arrogant Astronaut Music Group, man. I've been busy this year, you know, just trying to get it in. Mr. Print as well, my guys over at Military Music, so you need any film needs or photography with my cousin right here, you know. We working hard, man.
It's a trip, man. You know, my partner Tony Ray, man, he tell me that's your uncle, man.
That's
my homeboy, man. That's the loved one, man. That's my flyer guy. I don't deal with nobody but T. Ray when it comes to making them flyers, man. And like I say, bro, I need this in Fresno. I had all this in L.A., man. You know, I appreciate you guys, you know, taking pictures tonight, man. And like I say, my big event that I got coming up at the Tower Theater on Valentine's Day. And then I want y'all at Fresno City College when the real Rick Ross come to town, man. Y'all get the pictures for me. And then, like I say, I'm back there on the 26th and then on the 19th, bro. And any time that y'all have an event that y'all need to promote or something, hit me, man. Let's say, Hot Rod, I'm coming. Come on.
Well, Rob, man, it's funny that you mentioned that because at Fresno City, the Entrepreneur Club, over there, we're gonna have a show around spring break, and it's supposed to be a big mainliner. And my business teacher, Miss Blakey, and she wants local artists to come out and have a showcase with a large audience. So be on the lookout for that.
Okay,
Definitely get you a part of that.
Yes.
Just we're trying to form Voltron, man. Positivity
Yes,
through
sir.
work.
Yes, sir.
You know
Yes,
what I
sir.
mean?
Exactly.
Let the work speak for itself. You know what I mean? Not your mouth.
Yes, sir. But before I go, like I say, man, on March 19th, I don't want to spoil it, but I'm bringing some heavyweight comedians in here. I'm bringing my boy Eric Blake, man. He's the funniest dude from South Central LA. But on the 19th, I got that spring break, man. So I'm gonna get with you after the show, and we're gonna chop it up, man, and put something together. But before we go, tell the people how they can get in contact with y'all through your social media and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Man, me personally, I'm on Facebook. So look me up, Anthony M. Wellington, and you'll find me.
Yeah, you can get in contact with me on everything. I'm Dizzler King on Instagram, SoundCloud, michaelprescott@gmail.com, Michael Prescott on Facebook, Arrogant Astronaut Films on Facebook, Just Google me, you'll find me. It's easy.
That's right.
I'm in the streets. I'm in Fresno, man. We right here.
That's right. Y'all heard that live on Fresno Hip Hop. So Fresno Hip Hop scene. Tonight's show was Fresno Redemption. Be back next week, man, with a hell of a show, man. Peace.
CentralValleyTalk.com